We have recorded a huge tutorial today that you have wished for in the last couple of videos, which is the Wither skeleton farm. We are done with the recording now, but we wanted to let you know that this was a huge project. Only the recording took us now 6 hours, and the development of the farm was as long as this, at least, I guess even longer. But now the farm is done and it's totally rewarding seeing the mobs spawning, and we hope that you will enjoy the tutorial of today, especially because, yeah, it took us quite some time to get this running for you. Hey guys, in today's tutorial we would like to show you how you can build an AFK-able Wither skeleton farm that is easy to set up for a multiplayer server, and I'm going to do that together with Janus, that you can see right here. And if you speak German, you can also go over to his channel, because he's doing a tutorial in German, or we are doing a tutorial in German for his channel and the tutorial in English for my channel. And yeah, what we're going to show you is how you can build this farm here, where you need to set it up so it is most efficient, and then you will be able to build a farm that drops out all the mobs that spawn in a Nether Fortress. And then you can kill the Wither skeletons with your looting sword to get a lot of Wither skeleton skulls, so you can get a lot of these nice blocks. So we will start now with the tutorial, and we will split it into different parts so it's easy to follow for you. The concept of this farm is fairly simple. Here we are in the done design in our creative world, and as you can see, the mobs are getting pushed out by slime blocks. You might have seen this concept in other mob farm designs already. But the cool thing about this is, if the mobs spawn behind the slime blocks, then the slime blocks will overtake them and bring them all the way to the center, because the mobs can't move out of the farm while the slime blocks can. So like this, we empty all the floors here and bring the mobs down to the center, where then the magma creams that you can see down here will get sorted out, because they are too big to fit into the hole. They will get pushed into cactus, where they will become smaller magma cubes until they are the smallest ones and either die or drop down. And down at the bottom we sort out the blazes and the pigmen by just pushing blocks into their heads, while the Wither skeletons are taller and they can't die through these blocks that are getting pushed in. So you will stay here AFK just a few minutes and get a bunch of Wither skeletons to kill with the looting 3 sword. The first thing you will need to build this farm is, of course, a Nether Fortress. And about this Nether Fortress, you need to know that you need a Nether Fortress that is easy to prepare to have a perimeter around it. So best is most of the Nether Fortress is in a lava lake. And if we take a look around here, there's lava lake everywhere. So this is a perfect spot for a Nether Fortress. And then you need to be lucky, because you will need a certain criteria in the Nether Fortress, which is crossways. So over here, we've marked for you an area that has 2 crossways intersecting. So a crossway has a bounding box that is much bigger than its actual size. If you're interested in that, there is a tutorial that I once made how to prepare a Nether Fortress, where I explain all different bounding boxes of these segments. But for the crossways, it is that you can place a 7x7 area around or in the corners to make it even bigger. So over here we would have a spawning area for the Wither skeletons that is 19 blocks in width and 38 blocks in length. So this is perfect, because you need an area that is 19 times 25 blocks for the actual farm. The thing is about this, that there is quite a lot of mountains nearby, and we don't actually need 38 blocks length. So if I would build this farm, I would build it right on this end here, and then go 25 blocks in this direction to build it. But since we have more stuff over here that we might use, we thought we would show you how to build it with this structure here. So over here you can see we've got a crossway, and that only the crossway wouldn't be enough, because it's only 19 by 19 blocks, but there's more stuff on this side here that we can use. So the building here has not the thing with the 7x7 to the outside, but the Wither skeletons can of course spawn in here as well, and they can also spawn on these normal walkways. So we can extend this 19 by 19 area in this direction by 6 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So we get the 25 by 19 area right here. you see that there are no blocks here, and this is no bounding box because the bounding box of the walkway would be right here. So we lose a bit of efficiency on this space because nothing can spawn on this row, or only a pigman can. But since we are in an open lava lake and our perimeter will be way more efficient than over there, it's best if we build it over here where we lose a bit of efficiency in the farm, but therefore we have a better perimeter. So we will now prepare this area to show you where the spawning floors of the farm will go. We have now placed in our 3 spawning layers, and therefore we left in the wool so you can still see where these spawning layers are. So here was the walkway, the cross or the intersection of the walkways, and then 7 by 7 to the outside. And over here there was the building structure with the walkways to the left and right, where we used the blocks to make it a 19 by 25 area. And if you're building this, you might want to place a cage or wall around it so ghasts and other blazes can't shoot you while you're building this up. And also, if you place torches on your spawning floors, then wither skeletons and blazes won't be able to spawn because it is too lit up for them to spawn in here. Of course, we not only have 1 single spawning platform, but 3. So the first one is just on the level of the fortress, then the one above is 4 blocks higher, and the one below is 4 blocks below, so also 3 blocks in between. And we will now remove parts of the Nether Fortress around here, so we have more space to build the redstone stuff. And you may want to do that as well, just get rid of the structure that is below the walkway or the intersection, so you have space to down below, and maybe create a little platform down there so you can't fall into the lava. Now that we have the space around the farm and the platforms in place, we want to cut them in half. So in the middle of your platforms you want to dig out 3 of your blocks, because that is where all the mobs will drop into the center and get to your killing area. And then you want to grab yourself a cobblestone wall, because the hitbox of the cobblestone wall is quite special. If we just place a block up here, you will see that I won't be able to walk into this because the hitbox is half a block higher. And I also can't walk into the gap in between the top parts of the cobblestone wall, and that's why you need to place them all around your platforms, just on the outside, not in the middle spot that you dug out. So just over here, and do that for all of your 6 platforms that you have now. Now we want to build up the blocks that hold the mobs in the farm, so we need to use a non-movable block for this, which is in our case obsidian, because it's the easiest to place in my opinion. You could use melons too, or furnaces, or note blocks, but I guess that obsidian looks quite cool. It's just a pain if you misplace the blocks. So to hold the mobs in place, you want to go to the fences here and then go 2 blocks up and place 1 block on the side and 1 on top. And you want to bring this block on the side just over to the very far side on the opposite side over here. And then you come to the spot where the cobblestone fences end, and there you put 1, 2, 3, 4 more blocks. Put 1 across. This will be a stopper for the pistons, and then 1, 2, 3 blocks over, and then 2 across here, so 1 block over here will stop the slime blocks. For the blocks on top, you can just continue it all the way around over the cobblestone fences, even over the gap, because these will hold the mobs in the farm here too. You just need another block in the gap here too, so you want to place 3 blocks here, and this will stop the mobs with the same hitbox over here. I can't go further to the side if these blocks are here. Then, because we have only 2 pushers here, we need to divide this one more time, so we not have 1 or 2 platforms here. We will divide it now into 4 on each level, and therefore you want to come to the middle and place a row of blocks all the way to here. And we'll do that on both sides, so like this. And this doesn't have to be obsidian, because this block won't be in touch with the slime blocks. And when you're done with that, it should look like this. And now we'll place this on the other 2 layers too. We just noticed that we made a little mistake in the last clip. You need to place this wall here 1 lower down, because you of course don't want the mobs to be able to walk through. So we'll quickly do that. And then we can place in our 12 piston pushers, and therefore we start by placing down some slime blocks, I'd say. So let's do just 1 slime block here. It doesn't really matter where you place them, because they will move anyways. And then you put sticky pistons like this facing into each other. So you have sticky piston, slime block, sticky piston, sticky piston. Then you place another slime block right here, and then slime blocks all to the end on this side, and that is because this can only move one block further, and then it will hit the middle spot where it can touch with the other side. So we want to have it curved like this, and then in the end we place a redstone block, and that will later help us to reset this thing. So this is now to be done on all the levels, and then also we want to place the redstone line already. So we leave the middle spot here empty, so the redstone line would be there and here. And then you just put redstone on all of these blocks that you placed till the end. That's quite easy, and you can do that now for all the 12 levels. Now we want to start make the pistons move, and therefore we need a little bit more of redstone, and we'll come to the side, and down here we'll start at the lowest platform this time by placing down a few blocks. So you can place a line of blocks already, and we'll replace the middle block in just a second with a half slab right here, because that's where we bring the signal up to all the levels. And then you want to place on one side 2 repeater going into a block, and on the other side you place 3 repeaters going then into a block, and in between you just place redstone dust. So these are all connected to the half slab spot where we bring the signal up from. And we can do that now on the next levels too. So same here again. I'll quickly show you how that works. Maybe Jams can already build the next level. So you have the line of blocks, and then you have the half slab here in the middle with the redstone dust on, and then 2 repeaters in one direction and 3 repeaters in the other direction. It doesn't really matter which go where, so it just matters that you have 2 on one side and 3 on the other side. Now to connect the stuff, we want to bring up the half slab, a half slab tower here, and therefore I recommend building up some blocks here to be able to place the half slabs against. So we have 1 half slab then here, 1 there, here, then there is already 1 here, there, here, and then the last one is of course up here. Then we can remove the tower again and place redstone on all of these half slabs. And all we need now is a clock to power this up with 1 tick pulses. Therefore we place a solid block here, a redstone down there, and then below we can place our comparator, and then next to the comparator 2 more blocks to connect it like this. And then you can turn this on. Nothing will happen besides the piston extending, but if I turn this on, this might now be loud. The pistons will start moving. They won't move the complete way. Oh, we messed something up here. Oh, we forgot the redstone on both sides. But now you see them moving, and they might hang up in some parts, like this one does here. But we'll fix that in just a moment with our reset circuit. Now we are almost done with our main farm. All we need now is the reset circuit that I mentioned a moment ago, and that is quite easy because we can use the redstone block in the end to detect if the slime blocks are in the right position, and we want to stop the piston back here if the slime blocks are not there yet. So we place a block over here with a redstone torch, which will stop this piston worm, and then we just continue the line over until we reach the height of the redstone block over here. We just go on top of the cobblestone wall and 1 out, remove that block and go up. And if we connect this now with redstone, and maybe Janus can turn the farm on real quick so we can see it, then the piston will move to the end, the torch will turn off, and that is because the redstone block was in the right position. So the piston can go off again in this direction. Let's watch it again. Torch goes off and it goes off into that direction. So that you need to continue now on all the different layers. And when you're done with that, you want to make sure that you have no spawning spaces on your redstone. So take some half slabs and cover up all the all the redstone with half slabs. So like this. This block is another spawning space on this redstone line. And also on these towers here, you can just place a half slab here, then on top of the repeaters, on top of the redstone, on top of here. Just everywhere where you see a valid spawning spot, you place a half slab. Also make sure that you place a roof out of half slab on top of your farm here, because otherwise ghasts will be able to spawn and you don't want ghasts to blow up your redstone. So when you're done with that, I will meet you down at the drop chute. Next, we want to build a drop chute where all the mobs get sorted from a 3 white area to only a 1 white area, and also the magma cream needs to be crushed. Therefore, we have built up for you this side view so you can pause the screen and count the blocks if you need to, but there will be also a void download of this farm, of course, in the description, so you can take a look at the redstone yourself if you have any problems following this part, because this might be a bit complicated. So let me quickly explain what happens here. We've got the vines here to stop the fall damage from the mobs that fall down to this spot. Then underneath all the vines there is tripwire, so they can't grow down, and this will be also connected to a tripwire hook, so when a mob falls into this, the pistons over there will extend and push the mobs over to the center so they can fall down. If the mob is a magma cream, a big one, it will not fit into this hole, so it will be pushed into this cactus here, where the next cactus will be, of course, then over here. So that's why this is too wide, because you can't put cactus next to each other. And then it will get crushed to a 2 white magma cream or magma slime, and then the mobs fall down to here, where there's again a tripwire underneath the vines. Also on this side there's tripwire underneath the vines, but only this side will be connected to tripwire hooks in just a moment, and then the pistons over here will push the mobs over into the drop chute again. So underneath the sand here there are 16 glass blocks coming down to here when there's a half slab. Then we've got 2 hoppers here, then these solid blocks with the piston behind, which will crush all the mobs besides the wither skeletons. Of course, redstone on top of the sticky piston, and a half slab to stop all spawning. And then over here at the height of the half slab there's a tripwire as well. So let me go one more time to the side so you can pause the screen to follow up this thing, so you can easily get this for your build. So here it is. And also the lower part once more underneath the sand there's 16 glass, and that's how you build this up. So now what you need to do is build this not only as one row but all the way to the other side, so you have it for the complete drop. When you're done duplicating the 2 rows over and over again, you should end up with something like that. Ignore the redstone over there on that side. We already built the next step there so we can better explain it to you. But with the cactus, you should end with a cactus on the end if you started with a cactus on the beginning, because this is an odd number. And now we want to bring in the rest of the redstone and close off the sides, because then we are done with the farm. So therefore you need to find your tripwire again, and we've got the tripwire right here, the first one, and there you want to place a block and a tripwire hook to connect it. You heard it already. Then the next tripwire should be at the next sticky pistons here, so right here a block, tripwire, and this should connect. And then the last one that we need to connect, there's another tripwire, but we don't need to connect this one. The last one we need to connect is the one down here on the height of the half slab, and then connect this one. And now we want to close off the side and build in the rest of the redstone. So let's start with the redstone. We need clocks for these, because otherwise mobs can get stuck in the tripwire and block it completely. So what you want to do is place a block next to your tripwire hook, then a comparator in the subtract mode, then connect the blocks over here, put redstone dust to the comparator, put 3 more blocks on the side, and make this a comparator clock with a repeater on the full delay. And if I now step into the tripwire, you will see that these pistons will constantly move out and in again, and that is because of this clock here. So let's do the same for this one real quick. So same here, just the block, then comparator on the subtract mode connected to the redstone dust, put it on top, then 3 blocks on the side, redstone here and here, and a repeater on the full delay. Of course you want to put half slab on top all of this again, otherwise mobs will be able to spawn in the redstone, which won't be good. So Janus did that already over here. And then we can start bringing down our glass from the top. So let me go to the inside here, and we want to fill in all the spots where mobs could walk out of. Of course, where the tripwire hook is, we can't place a glass block, so we just place one there. Then, whoa, it pushed me into the farm. So like this, Then there's already the glass going down now, and it can go right on top of the tripwire hook down here, which we will connect next. So let's do that really quick. That is way more easy. We just place a redstone torch on the side and connect the redstone to this redstone torch. I will do the same thing now over here because we disabled it. And then you can already see that this is always extended, but if a mob falls in, then yeah, it will go off for a second and then turn on again. So Janus will be suffocating now. And down here, of course, just bring down the glass blocks so nothing can come out, and cover your redstone up with half slabs, and then your crusher is done. One little change here, please place a repeater on the second delay in front of the line that goes into the sticky pistons on both sides. Because the farm might break if you leave it turned on while going away and unload the chunks, we need an on and off switch for the slime block mechanism up top, but that is super easy. We just come to one of the clocks here, so where is it? Right here. And then this block here where the redstone goes into the comparator, we want to bring down a torch tower, so we can just put every second block a block until we reach the bottom of our farm, which is a few more blocks to go, I guess over here. And then we just put a torch tower on top. Janus is doing that already, and we can put a lever to the side here. And now let's take a look if that is turned on. Yes, the torch is turned on. Now we can put this into the subtract mode always, and if we hit the switch, the torch up there will turn off, which will then trigger the piston movement. When you've placed the on-off switch also on the second side, then the farm is done and you can start the half slapping of the area, because the farm will be working now, but the spawn rates will improve a lot if you half slap all the blocks where mobs can normally spawn in the nether. So just wherever you see a block that has a flat surface, grab yourself a half slap of any kind and place the half slap on top of these blocks. And you should do this to have the best efficiency in a radius of 128 blocks around your AFK point, which should be somewhere here, so you're 24 blocks away from this farm. So we will do that now real quick, and then we'll meet you in just a second. We have now half slapped the entire area in 128 block radius around the farm, and of course this will take the longest in your build, but you don't have to do it right away because the farm will already be working when you did part of the half slapping. But when you're completely done, it should look somewhat like this. So actually quite cool if you use quartz half slabs. In my opinion, it looks like as if it has been snowing in the nether. But now let's take a look inside the farm. I'm in game mode 3 now, so we can fly into it right away. And here we can see once more that the blazes will now get to the other side of the slime blocks and then get pushed into the middle. There are even more spawning. We can also see that the magma cream get crushed over here. Everything drops down, and let's see how many wither skeletons we have. Oh wow, that's a bunch. I guess we started, or we changed the difficulty here around half a minute ago, so this is quite epic. And if we kill the wither skeletons now, of course we get more spawns again. So yeah, I think that this concludes already the tutorial. One more thing here, you can see that some of the magma cream drop out. You might want to place some iron golems around to deal with them so you don't get killed while you're AFKing. But yeah, let me know what you think about my design here for the wither skeleton farm. I think that this is totally worth the time that you need to put into half slapping the area, because the farm itself should be fairly easy to build, but maybe you can let me know after you build the thing up. And now also thanks to Janus for helping me doing this tutorial today. And remember, if you speak German, go over to his channel and watch the tutorial in German too, because yeah, you might find some differences. So I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, feel free to leave a like, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and share this video with your friends. And I hope to see you then in the next video.